Welcome back, everyone. It's been a while since we've talked about Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard, who are the two current Laker free agents that many fans actually wanted to return. Along with that, we got an update, or rather a possible hint from Patrick Beverley himself regarding his future, which could very well include the Lakers. And we will talk about all of that in today's video. Real quick though guys, I'd like to invite all of you to join our NBA Discord. If you like being updated on news like this, or being able to interact with other NBA fans in real time, then I guarantee you would enjoy it. And yes, it is free to join, so if you are interested, I'll leave a link for it both on the screen and in the video description down below. Anyways though, now back to today's topic, and we'll begin by talking about Carmelo Anthony, who has now been linked to a different former team of his. Earlier this summer, it was being reported that the New York Knicks might want Carmelo Anthony, and although that never came to fruition, it now appears that the Denver Nuggets may want him. According to Sam Amico of HoopsWire, the Denver Nuggets could be interested in a reunion with Carmelo Anthony, who would provide them with more offensive firepower off their bench. I really don't think anyone saw this one coming either. You might remember their ugly breakup back in 2011 in which Melo was traded to New York, and I doubt anyone thought they would ever make up. Although, if this report can be believed, that does appear to be a real possibility. The only problem is, I'm not too sure I believe it. If you take a look at the Nuggets 15-man roster, it's completely filled up right now, and barring them waiving a guaranteed contract, they have no room for him on their payroll. I mean, maybe the report was referring to him signing a 10-day contract to retire with them, but in reality, I really doubt he would do that. Not only has Melo made it very clear that he wants to play at least one more year yet, but I'm not sure he would want to retire in Denver anyways. I mean, sure, he began his career there and did have some great years there too, but I imagine if you take a 10-day contract to retire anywhere, it would have to be with New York. I know many of us remember Melo playing in Denver, but he became much more well known for his time in New York and bringing them back to relevancy for at least a few years, which is more than can be said for any player who has played for them in the past 20 years, and he is widely loved by Knicks fans for his time there. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Denver Nuggets are not done making moves yet and have Melo in mind after that, and while I would certainly love to see that reunion happen, I really doubt that it does. On the flip side though, for those of you who want Melo to be brought back, that move has been supported by Cuffs the Legend, an NBA analyst and personal friend to LeBron James. And that comes after a different NBA analyst, Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report, also supported the idea of bringing back Melo. Now, I'm not going to read too deeply into this, but we have seen friends of NBA players sort of tweet for them in the past, and who knows, maybe that is what is going on right here. After all, we know how close LeBron and Carmelo Anthony are, and it's not like Melo had a bad year for them either, averaging over 13 points per game and shooting well from both the field and three-point line. LeBron definitely knew their team had to get younger, but now that they've done that, maybe he is quietly pushing for them to bring back Melo. Again, I'm not saying any of that is going on here, but if you are hoping for Melo to be brought back, then here's something for you to latch onto. Now moving on to our Dwight Howard update though, and unfortunately for any of you who were holding out hope for him being brought back, it's definitely not looking good. According to Bobby Marks, the Brooklyn Nets, Golden State Warriors, and LA Clippers are potential landing spots for, but given that they only have one spot remaining with plenty of bigger needs, it's now become pretty much guaranteed that he won't be brought back anytime soon. I mean, maybe an injury could occur and they could look to sign him back for more depth, but barring something like that happening, I don't see Dwight having a fourth go-around as a Laker. Other than them dealing with an injury though, I don't see there being a real opportunity for him, and while I did not hate the idea of bringing him back, at this point there's not any more room for him, and I think it's a foregone conclusion that his time is up in LA. Now moving on to the Patrick Beverley update though, and we once again have Pat Bev himself stirring the pot. If you don't remember, he went on Instagram Live about a month ago talking about his future in Utah, telling them to let him know if they're trying to compete, or if they should let him move on and go somewhere else.
Utah, what up though, Utah? What we go do? Utah, y'all trying to win?
Utah?
I don't know. We trying to see what we trying. Y'all trying to win, or y'all trying to tank? Let me know. The only thing I do is make playoffs because I'm trying to win. So y'all let me know what's going on.
And if they were to enter a rebuild, which does seem to be likely after they have now re-engaged in trade talks with New York, Patrick Beverley would likely be one of the first players they move on from. Whether that would be through a trade or potentially through a contract buyout, I'm not really sure, but I do imagine they would at least try to trade him. And one team who continues to be linked to him is none other than the LA Lakers, which is once again due to Pat Bev himself. During his time on ESPN earlier this summer, he was very open about wanting to play with LeBron James, even going as far to say that playing with LeBron would be his #1 option if he were not on the Timberwolves. And well, he is no longer a member of their team, so I imagine that the Lakers are on his mind, and especially with the direction that Utah is moving in right now. Now, I know a lot of you are not fans of him due to his prior history with them, but in reality, he would appear to be a good fit on their team, or at least he would if Westbrook were to be traded. Not that they would be a bad fit on paper, but they certainly would if they had to share the same locker room, as their history together would probably make that impossible. I mean, to say that they are not on good terms would be putting it lightly, and they never miss an opportunity to call out one another either, as shown by Patrick Beverley calling out Westbrook for his poor play throughout last season. In regard to acquiring Patrick Beverley after a Westbrook trade though, I do like the idea of that, as the Utah Jazz are without a doubt one of their best trade partners. And like I mentioned before, a veteran like Patrick Beverley would definitely be one of the first players they look to move after trading Donovan Mitchell. It's really all about getting him for a good price. An earlier report mentioned that the Lakers are not willing to trade Talen Horton-Tucker for Patrick Beverley, but that might change if it meant offloading Westbrook. And like I've shown in multiple videos now, there are plenty of trade combinations that could be made with Utah, many of which include Patrick Beverley. And if they are trading away Westbrook, then adding another ball handler like Beverley would make sense, which would theoretically make him a good option. What do you guys think though? Are you down to trade for Patrick Beverley? And how do you feel about the reports about Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard? Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below and we can talk about it there. That will do it for this video though. Big thank you to those of you who took the time to watch until the end of this video, and until the end of all of my videos in general. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.